What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Scriber Guys, back again. More Magic the Gathering Arena and jumping into our first Premier Drafts. Outlaws, Thunder Junction. I am so stoked for this. So, we're going to get right in. I'll talk to you about what we do here. We're going to draft. We're going to take a look at our cards. We'll showcase what we got. We'll put a little deck together. We'll go over that very quickly, and then we'll jump into at least a game or two. Depending on how we run through the series, we'll see potentially a second episode where we finish off the games. Or if we have just a cold run, then we'll jump into another draft. I have a few draft tokens that we'll be using, so I will be showcasing at least a few of these since the new set is out, and I am very, very excited to jump in and see how this goes. This is my first one. I have a little bit of familiarity with the set, just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's it. Target opponent mills 13 cards. That feels like it could be pretty good. Get the old Blooming Marsh, Metamorphic Blast, form a posse. I might just take the Blooming Marsh here. Sentinel. See, we could go Desert Stew. I don't know. I'm gonna take the Blooming Marsh. I don't know if I should have taken the Archive Trap. But lost on the range. He seems kind of interesting. Journey to Nowhere might actually be pretty good. You do a little flashback. You could do non-outlaws. Razzle Dazzler could be pretty good. I might actually go into blue here. We'll see what supports it. We'll see. We'll see. This is going to be an interesting one. The set, it's one of those things where we got to feel this out as we get, really as we just get some time to play. Looks like blue is really open. So, let's see here. Archmage's Newt. Saddle 3, and essentially you could pull things into. That's kind of cool. Oh, man, I don't know. Kind of interesting. I think maybe we look. We'll see. Untap all creatures and target creature gains double strike. That's pretty cool. Draw a card. He seems really good. Oh, that's actually really interesting. Really tough mana cost here on that. I'm going to take the Brigand. We're going to go hard blue here, I think. We'll see what other color opens us up here. Artifact enchantment. Each creature target player controls. That's really good. I'm going to take Requisition Raid, because it seems like white is pretty open. Geyser Drake could be really interesting. I'll take the Bovine Intervention, though. Let's get some removal here. Take the Medic. Get some blockers. This is tough. I like Razzle Dazzler. And it can't be blocked is pretty cool. Maybe we'll look at some color fixing for a third color too. Oh, that's good. That could be really nice, actually. Skullduggery is actually really nice too. Take this guy. Actually, quick draw is pretty good too. Oh, Thoughtseize. Look at this pack. Board 1. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile top X cards of your library, or X is the number of card types among other non-land permanents you control. You may play those cards this turn. Wow. I'm going to take the Thoughtseize. Actually, I'm going to take Slick Shot Show Off here. Wow. I'm going to take this. I feel like now... Whenever another artifact with mana value 3 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, how many mana, how many artifacts am I going to get? Probably not a ton. This is really tough. I feel like there's a lot of good cards. I kind of want to look for other things that are going to just pump into Show Off here. Like, we can actually play Hindering Light. Lifelink and indestructible. Wow, that's really good too. I'm gonna take the hindering light though. That could be interesting. Oh, we'll take this. I like take up the shield, actually. Ooh, I'm gonna take the Mesa here. I'll get some color fixing. Look how open green is. This guy's kind of cool. Great blocker. Ooh, Vengeful Townsfolk is actually pretty interesting. Took the form of Posse. I think that makes sense. I like Geyser Drake. But I'm going to take this Bounding. This guy seems really good. Discerning Peddler is perfect. Actually really like this. A little bit of card draw. A little bit of loot. I don't know, we got a little interesting deck going here. Let's take this. I'm not going to play that. We're surprised. Not going to take that. And we get a land. What do we got here? Smuggler's Surprise. Village the Bog. I feel like that's the guy. This guy wheels and Vengeful Townfolk and Arit's Lullaby. These are all really good, but I'm going to take the Blast. I'm going to take the Blast. I feel that's pretty good. There's a couple of really good cards in this pack I would be really happy with. Take the Blast. Yes, please. Wow. Sphinx is pretty good too. Another Razzler Dazzler. I'd love to get some Razzler Dazzler going here. Oh, Explosive Derailment. I hope we need a few more removal spells, I feel like. Murder. That's pretty good. That's kind of cool for a saddle to give it first strike with its stat line. I'm gonna take the Wrangler. This Bandit's Hall is actually really kind of interesting. If you're committing a lot of crimes. Fling's kind of cool. I don't know if we take... I'll take the Fling. We might need the removal. We have plenty of good creatures. Essence Capture. Haste and Ward. Wow. This is really, that's really good. That was so tough. It's another fling. I mean, if we can play a lot of 2 spells, we have a lot of cheap spells. We can really go into this second spell each turn. Peace. I'll take it. Kind of like quick draw here. But I also really like stop cold. I do take up the shield. This gives indestructible and lifelink. I have to take the lullaby, I think. That was our I think that was our pack. Turn target 9-line permanent to its owner's hand. That could be really good. This gets counters. I think that was the right play. I don't know. I'll take the Silver Deputy. I don't think. Take the Gardener here. It's okay. Not a bad stat line on that creature. This is an interesting one. It's a really interesting one. Feel like we have some good synergistic type things we could do here. Likely not playing those or this. 6, 12, 16, 17. We're at 10. So I feel like we have this like, our curve is so low. We have such a low, we really do have a really low curve. That I think we just probably work down a mountain, maybe. 16 lands is probably fine. And then we just look to just kind of clean this up. But we have so many cards. We can plot a lot of things, right? Top card of the library, his plot. Plot cost is equal to its mana cost. You may plot non-land cards from the top of your library. So, like, he lets us do that. We have so many things here that just extra, essentially the extras, the second plays. We have a few good mounts. We have a lot that runs off of, again, we get things with flashback here too. We've got a kind of an interesting deck here. These Razzle Dazzlers, second spells. We'll have to see how we did here in terms of removal, but we'll see where we get to, and we'll be back in just a second with a build. Okay, I think this is where I'm gonna land. This was pretty tough. We have just a little bit of a red splash. We are not great, but not terrible in the removal suite, and we're a little bit lower on creatures than I would normally go, but we have a lot of opportunity to create creatures, off of the creatures we have, in addition to having some, I would say, some good protection for our creatures. We do have a handful of creatures that are fantastic for us, and again, really working off this plot mechanic and these second spells, we have some great opportunities to get additional counters, to get creatures in unblocked, to draw some additional cards. So here's how we are sitting. So we're going to run this. We are sitting at a curve of 2.2, which is obviously bolstered by a few of these spree cards, so it is a little bit higher than that. But we're going to give this a go, and we'll see how she does. Let's get to some games. All right. We can do some stuff here. Man, I hope we find a red mana. Not a red mana. We're going to be in really good shape here. Oh, let's go. I'm gonna keep Take Up the Shield up here, I think. Just in case, because I... Two, four, nice. All right. Going to Razzle Dazzle and Newt. Get in the air. Very nice. I think I just protect. Yeah, it seems fine. I think I do this now, right? Because why would I not? I did both spells. And that can go. We get the counters. Set them back a turn. That seemed really fine. That seemed really fine. Wow. Wow. That was... We curved up perfectly. That was that is exactly what I was hoping this deck was going to end up being able to do. That is... That's fantastic. That was really... That was really, really nice. Man, I would have loved to see just a few more turns out of this deck. Now, granted, we had Bounding that was coming up, but we were going to be able to, at least with our extra mana here, draw a few cards. This Malcolm of the Eyes is very good. Very, very good, actually. I am quite interested here in this card. Especially if we can get this whole thing online. Razzle Dazzle, Malcolm coming together, and then just some cheap interaction type spells. We got the ability to do some protection, which was good, and then we just kind of 4 mana turns into a really, really big ramp run for us to get some things going here. And then we start making Razzle Dazzler really, really big and just pumping in for some damage. Archmage's Newt then comes online if we want to do that. Saddle it up and then turn some of these things into flashbackers, letting us do like Take Up the Shield, for instance, and a few other things, or form a posse, because I think it's instant or sorcery. So man, that's huge. That is so cool. We reset that turn. That's really neat. That's really, really neat. That was fun. All right, so we're gonna wrap this one up here. We had a fantastic game where we curved in perfectly. We then played a second game and we got a little mana screwed. It does happen, so I'm not gonna Gonna try not to dwell on that too much. So we're 1-1 as we get going here. This deck, very, very interesting. When we get some of our synergies online, and the game that we probably showcased had both Malcolm and a Razzle Dazzler out, we were able to really kind of power into some very interesting plays. And just with some good removal and some good board clearance and some good protection, would take up the shield, which I actually really like. Lifelink and Indestructible is pretty insane. Plus, the sticking power of the 1/1 counter is quite good. We turned into some pretty we turned pretty interesting little play there. So this is fun. We'll definitely probably be bringing you some more games depending on how they go. So hopefully, if you're out there playing some Outlaws of Thunder Junction, hopefully you're enjoying the new set. We'll definitely have some more limited coming at you here in the following weeks. Again, probably the follow-up to this one. More drafts. We'll be jumping into a sealed event for sure as well. I really want to get my hands on some digital cards, and we should be cracking some packs here very, very quickly. So stay tuned for that on the channel as well. If you're interested, we do those typically on Wednesdays. We got Play Booster and a Collector Booster that will be going up here on the channel in the coming weeks. So be sure to stick around. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think of the brew down below, and let me know how your Outlaws of Thunder Junction is going. With that, we'll flash some socials, like, comment, subscribe, help us get to 10K subscribers. That is our big milestone for the year. And just check out some other content on the channel. Again, we'll probably pop up a card here for all the Magic the Gathering. And again, we do a lot of booster pack openings, collector, play, draft, all the good stuff. We had really fun new Phyrexia recently, so that was pretty awesome. So be sure to check that out. And hopefully, we'll see you in the next video. I'm Doc. Catch you in the next one. Peace.